Friends, let's see the syllabus of Standard 5. In this standard, all subjects are given like English grammar, English book, Hindi, Marathi, mathematics, science, history, geography. Let's see the first subject, English grammar. In this subject, study is given. In the study, all chapters are given in English grammar. Also friends, we are cover whole textbook of English cover. For example, we see the topic articles. In this topic, introductions is given. In the introduction, we are giving you whole information about articles.
11. Articles. The adjectives a or an and the are usually called articles. They are really demonstrative adjectives. A or an is called the indefinite article because it leaves indefinite the person or a thing spoken of, as a doctor, that is, any doctor. The is called the definite article because it points out some particular person or a thing, as he saw the doctor, meaning some particular doctor. A or an. The choice between a or an is determined by sound. Before a word beginning with a vowel sound, an is used, as an ass, an enemy, an inkpot, an orange, an umbrella, an hour, an honest man, and an heir, etc. Before a word beginning with a consonant sound, a is used as a boy, a woman, a yard, a horse, a hole, etc. The definite article the is used when we speak of a particular person or a thing, when a singular noun is meant to represent whole thing with names of the gulfs, rivers, seas, oceans, etc. Example, I dislike the fellow. The cow is a useful animal. The Himalayas lie to the north of India.
The topic article is finished where exit. After finishing the English grammar subject, we turn to the next subject, English book. In the English book, study is given. In the study, all chapters are given. Also friends, here we are cover whole textbook of English book. For example, we see the Robinson's topic. In this topic, introduction is given. In the introduction, we are giving whole information of Robinson.
Unit first, Robin's song. Robin sang sweetly when the days were bright. Thanks, thanks for summer, he sang with all his might. Robin sang sweetly in the autumn days. There are fruits for everyone, let us all give praise. In the cold and wintry weather, still you hear his song. Somebody must sing, said Robin, or winter will seem long. When the spring came back again, he sang, I told you so. Keep on singing through the winter, it will always go. Answer the following questions. Which season follows winter? Spring season follows winter. Why does the robin sing in winter? The robin sings in winter because he thinks that somebody must sing, otherwise winter will seem long.
The topic Robin song is finished. After finishing the subject English book, friends, we are turned to the next subject Hindi. In this subject, study is given. In the study, there are 4 parts are given, such as पहली इकाई, दूसरी इकाई, तीसरी इकाई, and चौथी इकाई. For example, we see the first पहली इकाई. Here, all the topics are given. Also, friends, we are cover whole textbook of Hindi subject. For example, we see the topic शेरू.
पाठ छठा शेरू. पाठ का परिचय. प्रस्तुत पाठ संवाद के रूप में है. घर में एक पिल्ला आता है. सब लोग पिल्ले को पालने में मदद करते हैं. पाठ का विस्तार से परिचय. उषा कुत्ते का पिल्ला देखती है. ताऊजी उस पिल्ले को रखने को कहते हैं. फिर पिताजी कहते हैं, एक छोटा लकड़ी का घर बना देता हूं. उषा कहती है, शेरू को मैं दूध और रोटी खिलाऊंगी. निशा कहती है, शेरू हमारे घर का सदस्य बनेगा. शब्दार्थ. पिल्ला कुत्ते का बच्चा. ताऊ पिता का बड़ा भाई. ध्यान ख्याल. सहायता मदद.
After finishing the Hindi subject, we are turned to the next subject, Marathi. In the Marathi subject, study is given. In the study, all Marathi chapters are given. Also, friends, here whole Marathi textbooks are covered. For example, we see the topic Dhag's Dhag. In this topic, we are giving you whole information about this topic. Not only giving textual information, but also we are added text, images, sound and background because students are easily understand. In this topic, 2 sections are given. First is introduction and second is questions and answers. Friends, first we see the introductions.
धडा तिसरा. ढगच ढग. सई वर बघ. अजय ढग बघ. अबब ढगच ढग. सई चल. अजय पळ. ढगच ढग. या धड्यात आपण शब्द शिकलो. अजय, ढग, अबब, पळ, वर. आणि अक्षर होती अ, व, ढ, प, ज, य, ग आणि ळ.
After finishing introduction, friends, we see the questions and answers. In this concept, we are giving you all types of questions and answers in chapter Dhag's Dhag.
धडा तिसरा. ढगच ढग. शब्दार्थ. सई मुलीचे नाव, नेम ऑफ अ गर्ल. वर अप. पळ धाव, रन. ढग क्लाउड. अबब बाप रे, ओ माय गॉड. ढगच ढग, अनेक ढग, मेनी क्लाउड्स. अ, व, ढ, प, ज, य, ग, ळ या अक्षरांपासून तयार होणारे आणखी शब्द असे आहेत. जप, जग, जय, अजय, गळ, वळ, वग, गज, वय, ढगळ, वळवळ, जळजळ. प्रश्नांची उत्तरे द्या. आकाशात काय दिसत आहे? आकाशात ढगच ढग दिसत आहेत. मुले काय करत आहेत? मुले ढग बघून पळत आहेत.
Here, the chapter Dhag's Dhag is finished. After finishing the Marathi subject, friends, we turn to the next subject, mathematics. In this mathematics, two sections are given. First is study and second is exercise. First, we turn to the subject study. Here, all the topics are given. Also friends, we are covering whole textbook of mathematics subject. For example, we see the topic measurement. In this topic, introduction is given. In the introduction, we are giving you whole information about measurement topic.
Measurement. Length. Many a times we have to measure length. While measuring length, we are actually measuring distance. Length is measured in units such as millimeter, centimeter, meter, and kilometer. Capacity. Many a times we have to measure the capacity of a vessel. The quantity of liquid that fits in that vessel is known as the capacity of that vessel. Capacity is measured in units such as milliliter, kiloliter, etc. The internal shape of the vessel is its capacity. Mass. While buying or selling an item, we measure the mass of that item. This mass is measured in units such as gram, kilogram, etc.
Decimal measures addition. Study the following examples of addition. 15 kilogram 468 grams plus 4 kilogram 852 grams. Let us write this example in vertical manner. We shall write kilograms below kilograms and grams below grams. When we write 15 kilograms 468 grams plus 4 kilograms 852 grams, we will have to add the grams to grams and kilograms to kilograms. Now, after adding 852 kilograms to 468 kilograms, we get 1320 grams. 1320 grams is equal to 1 kilogram 320 grams. This 1 kilogram should be added to the side of kilograms. Therefore, the kilograms now become 15 kilograms plus 4 kilograms plus 1 kilogram is equal to 20 kilograms. Hence, the answer for 15 kilograms 468 grams plus 4 kilograms 852 grams is 20 kilograms 320 grams. Decimal measures subtraction. Study the following examples of subtraction. 538 kilometers 177 meters minus 219 kilometers 538 meters. We will have to think about the kilometers separately and the meters separately. First, let us think about the meters. We cannot subtract 538 meters from 177 meters. So, let us borrow 1 kilometer from 538 kilometers. Thus, 538 kilometers will become 537 kilometers, while 177 meters will become 1177 meters. Let us begin the subtraction now. When we subtract 538 meters from 1177 meters, we get 639 meters. Let us think about the kilometers now. We have to subtract 219 kilometers from 537 kilometers. Hence, the answer is 318 kilometers. Therefore, 538 kilometers 177 meters minus 219 kilometers 538 meters is equal to 318 kilometers 639 meters. Decimal measures multiplication. Study the following multiplications. 2 liters 500 milliliters multiplied by 14. Let us first write down the example. 2 liters 500 milliliters multiplied by 14. When we multiply 500 milliliter by 14, we get the answer as 7000 milliliters. We know that 7000 milliliters is 7 liters. Keep this 7 liters aside. Now think about 2 liters. Multiply 2 liters by 14. We get 28 liters. To this 28 liters, add the 7 liters that we have kept aside. Hence, 28 plus 7 becomes 35. Therefore, 2 liters 500 milliliters multiplied by 14 is equal to 35 liters 0 milliliters. Word problems. One can contains 2 liters 450 milliliters of milk while another contains 28 liters 800 milliliter of milk. How much milk is there in the two cans together? Let us write the quantity of milk as liters and milliliters separately. Hence, milk in one can is equal to 20 liters 450 milliliters. Below this, we will write the quantity of milk from the other can. It is 28 liters and 800 milliliters. Let us first add the milliliters. When we add 450 milliliters and 800 milliliters, the answer is 1250 milliliters. We know that 1250 milliliters means 1 liter and 250 milliliters. Let us keep this 1 liter aside. Look at the liters section. Now, we shall add the numbers which are written below liters. These are 20 and 28. When we add 20 plus 28, the answer is 48. Children, do you remember that we already have kept 1 liter aside? Let us add this 1 liter to 48 liters. Hence the answer now is 49 liters. Therefore, total milk in the two cans is 49 liters 250 milliliters. One truck has a load of 13,805 kilograms 500 grams of grain and another has a load of 11,968 kilograms 750 grams of grain. How much extra load is there in the first truck? Here, the first truck is carrying greater load and the second truck is carrying less load. If we subtract the less load from the greater load, we will be able to find out the extra load that is there in the first truck. Let us write down the numbers one below the other considering the kilograms and grams. Therefore, grain in the first truck is 13,805 kilograms and 500 grams. Grain in the second truck is 11,968 kilograms and 750 grams. We all know that we cannot subtract 750 from 500. Let us borrow 1 kilogram from 13,805. Thus, 500 grams will now become 1500 grams and 13,805 kilogram will now become 13,804 kilograms. If we subtract 750 grams from 1500 grams, we get 750 grams. Let us subtract 11,968 kilograms from 13,804 kilograms. The answer is 1,836 kilograms. Therefore, the first truck has 1,836 kilograms, 750 grams of extra load. 2 meters 25 centimeter cloth is required to stitch one shirt. How much cloth is required to stitch 50 such shirts? The cloth required for 50 shirts will be 50 times that required for one shirt. So we have to multiply 2 meters 25 centimeters by 50. 2 meters 25 centimeter is equal to 200 centimeters plus 25 centimeters is equal to 225 centimeters.
Here, the measurement topic is finished. After finishing mathematics, we see the next chapter, science. In the science, there are 3 sections are given, such as study, games, and test. Friends, first we see the study section. In the study, all chapters are given. Also, here we are covering whole textbooks of science subject. For example, we see the chapter Natural Resources. In this chapter, 3 concepts are given, such as introduction, summary, and questions and answers. First, we see the introduction. In the introduction, we are giving you whole information of topic natural resources.
Natural resources: soil, rocks, minerals, air, water, plants and animals are all natural resources. Soil. Soil is used for various purposes. 1. For agriculture. 2. For building houses. 3. For making bricks. 4. For making various types of utensils. China clay is used for making ornamental articles like cups. 5. Multani clay is used in making cosmetics. 6. Stone is crushed to make road metal. 7. Marble, Shahbadi stone and Kudappa stone are used in construction. 8. Stone is also used for making millstones and grinding stones. Minerals. Minerals are the material we get from mines. Metals like iron, aluminium and copper are each obtained from their specific ores. Wires made of aluminium or copper are used to carry electricity. Many tools, machines and utensils are made from metals. Coal and mineral oil extracted from deep inside the earth are used as fuels. Water. It is impossible for any living thing to live without water. Water is used for drinking, cooking and cleaning. Some crops are rain-fed and others are irrigated.
Friends, in this topic, we are not added textual information but also added text, images, sounds and animations because students are easily understand this concept.
Water is used to generate electricity. Water is also used for several kinds of construction work and in factories. Air. Living things need oxygen for their survival, which we get from air. Oxygen is also needed for burning. Plants make use of the carbon dioxide present in the air to make their food. Plants. Foodstuff is obtained from plants. We get fibers from plants like cotton and jute. We also get medicines from plants like amla, hirada, shatavari, and behada. The wood we get from trees like teak, neem, babool is used as timber in construction, for making wooden articles and as firewood. Animals. We get milk, meat, wool, and hides from animals. To do heavy work in the fields and to carry heavy loads, bullocks, horses, donkeys, and camels are used. Manure and fuel are obtained from urine and dung or droppings of animals. We get honey from honeybees. Balance in nature. If changes occur in any resource of nature, then the balance of nature is disturbed. Nature's balance is also disturbed by natural calamities like earthquakes, droughts, soil erosion, etc. Animals and plants are interdependent, so we should conserve them as well as other natural resources.
After finishing introductions, we see the summary. In the summary, we give the short information about natural resources.
Chapter 7 Natural Resources. Soil, rocks, minerals, air, water, plants and animals are all natural resources. Stone is crushed to make road metal. Road metal is used in construction of roads and modern buildings. Wires made up of aluminum or copper are used to carry electricity generated in power stations to our homes. Fuels like petrol, diesel, kerosene and natural gas are obtained from mineral oil. Water is an important natural resource. Several natural resources like air, animals, plants, soil and water are related to the balance in the nature. Nature's balance is also distributed by natural calamities like earthquakes, tsunamis, drought, soil erosion, landslides, cyclones and floods, and also by thoughtless use of natural resources. We must all care for and conserve our natural resources. Animals and plants depend upon one another for meeting their own needs. In order to maintain the balance in nature, it is necessary to keep the use of natural resources under control.
After finishing summary, we see the questions and answers. In these questions and answers, we are giving you different type of questions with answers of natural resources.
Lesson 7 Nature Resources. Answer the following questions. What are the different things included in natural resources? Soil, rocks, minerals, air, water, plants and animals are included in natural resources. What minerals do we get from deep inside the earth? From deep inside the earth, we get coal, mineral oil. Which fuels do we get from mineral oil? From mineral oil, we get following fuels: petrol, diesel, kerosene, and natural gases. What are the different uses of plants? From plants, we get food, wood, fibers, medicines, etc. Give reasons. It is said that water is life. It is impossible for any living thing to live without water. That is why it is said that water is life. Stone was used to build forts. Stone constructions are durable. Hence, stone was used to build forts. In which ways are animals useful to us? Bullocks, horses, donkeys are used to do heavy work in the fields or to carry heavy bars. We get wool and leather, which is used to make clothes and useful things, etc. Manure and fuel is obtained from the urine and dung or dropping of animals. We get honey from honeybee. We get milk from cows, buffaloes, goats, etc. These are different uses of animals. Why is soil said to be natural resources? Soil is said to be natural resources because it is useful to us in following ways. Fertile soil is useful for agriculture. Soil is used for building houses and for making bricks. Different types of utensils, pots and pitchers are made from soil. Multani clay is used in making cosmetics. What are the uses of air? Air is useful in many ways. Only because of the air there is living world on earth. We need air for breathing. Air is needed for burning. Plants make their food using the carbon dioxide from the air. Explain how animals and plants depend on one another. Animals are dependent on plants for their food directly or indirectly. The remains of living things mix up with the soil when they die. These remains, after decaying, are useful for plants' growth. Plants make their food using carbon dioxide from air and exhale oxygen. This oxygen is used by animals for breathing. This way, plants and animals depend on one another. Why is it necessary to avoid the overuse of natural resource? The overuse of natural resource will give rise to the shortage of fuel, land, water, etc. It will also disturb the natural balance because both animals and plants are dependent on each other. Hence, to maintain the balance of nature, it is necessary to avoid the overuse of natural resources. How will you conserve natural resources? We can conserve natural resources by planting new plants and looking after them. Stop wanton killing of animals. Use only as much water as we need. Why is the balance of nature disturbed? If the changes occur in air, animals, plants, soil and water, then the balance of nature is disturbed. Balance of nature is also disturbed by natural calamities like earthquakes, tsunamis, drought, landslides, cyclones, floods, etc. Give different uses of stones. Stone is crushed to make road. Metal which is used in construction or roads and buildings. Marble, Shahabadi stone and Kadapa stone are used in construction of different kinds of building. Stone is also used for making milestones and grinding stones. Why man build dams on rivers? Rivers overflow with water during monsoons. All this water flows into the sea. In order to make use of this water, man builds dams on rivers. The huge and strong walls help to stop water from flowing, and this water is then used throughout the year for different purposes like generating electricity, farming, etc. What are the uses of metals? Metals are used to make many tools, machines and utensils. Wires made of aluminium or copper are used to carry electricity. Metals are also used in industry.
After finishing study section, we turn to the next section, games. Friends, In this game sections, there are 16 games are available and each standard divided into 4 games. For example, the games Ram Ravan, Aladdin, Crow and Fish. Now we see the game Ram Ravan. Here all the chapters are given. Also friends, two types of options are given, such as first is all questions and second any 5 questions. For example, we see the natural resources and any 5 questions. In these games, answers are, we see 4 different colors arrows which is same point, same color which is given to the options. You have to select proper options. That time God Ram pick selected option colors arrow and through to side of Ravan. If your option is correct, then your marks will be increased by 10 marks and Ravan will be die. Otherwise, your marks does not increase and Ravan does not die. After finishing game, one message box is displayed. Do you want to play again? If you want to play again, then click to the correct button. Otherwise, if you do not want to play again, then click to the exit button. Right now, we exit this game. After finishing the game, friends, we turn to the next section, test. Here, all the chapters are given. Also, 2 options are given, such as all questions and second is any 5 questions. For example, we see the topic natural resources. In this test is started. We are giving questions and 4 options. We are selecting any one correct option and solve the test. Each question have a 10 marks. After finishing test, result is shown. In this result include required time, getting marks and friends, if you want to see correct answer, then click to the right answer. Here, correct answer display in green color and wrong answer is display in maroon color. Here, our test is finished. Right now, we are exit this test. After finishing science subject, we turn to the next subject, history. In the history subject, there are 3 parts are divided, such as study, games and test. Let's see first section, study. In this section, all topics are given. Also friends, we are cover whole textbook of history subject. For example, we see the topic Indian National Army. In this topic, introduction, summary, and questions and answers are given. First, we see the introduction. In the introductions, we are giving you whole information about Indian National Army.
Chapter 15. The Indian National Army. Subhash Chandra Bose propagated the idea that the Congress should start an armed agitation against the British. The government arrested him and imprisoned him. He was kept under house arrest at his Calcutta residence. He cleverly escaped from British custody and went to Berlin. He tried to organize the Indians in Europe. He started the Azad Hind Radio Center in Berlin. The Indian National Army. Rash Bihari Bose had organized the Indians in Japan and had established the Indian Independence League. He invited Subhash Chandra Bose to accept the leadership of this army. A women's regiment of the INA is known as the Rani Jhansi Regiment. Its leadership was in the hands of Dr. Lakshmi Swaminathan. The Azad Hind government took possession of Andaman and Nicobar and hosted their flag there. Chalo Delhi. In order to liberate India, the Indian National Army set out from Singapore. The INA gave a tough fight to the British Army. On the 18th of August 1945, the plane carrying Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose crashed. Naval Uprising. On the 18th of February 1946, the Indian naval ratings on board the British warship Talwar anchored in the Bombay docks and rose in revolt against the British government. They pulled down the Union Jack and hoisted the Indian tricolour. Indian soldiers of the Air Force at Delhi and Lahore and Meerut also struck work. The revolt against the British continued. At various places, the masses supported them.
After finishing introduction, we see the summary. In this summary, we are giving you short information about Indian National Army.
Lesson 15. Indian National Army. Summary. Subhash Chandra Bose propagated the idea that the Indian National Congress should take the advantage of the deteriorating economic conditions in England and therefore the difficulties faced by England as a result of the Second World War. The government arrested Subhash Chandra Bose and imprisoned him because of an armed agitation against the British initiated by him. He started a fast unto death in prison cell, and his health deteriorated. So he was later kept under house arrest at his Kolkata residence, from where he cleverly escaped from the British custody and went to Berlin, capital of Germany. He started the Azad Hind Radio Center in Berlin and through his radio speeches inspired the Indians for armed agitation. Rash Bihari Bose, an Indian revolutionary in Japan, organized the Indians in Singapore, Malaysia and Burma, Myanmar, and established the Indian Independence League. Rash Bihari Bose established the Azad Hind Sena, Indian National Army, INA, by recruiting Indian soldiers of the British Army who had been captured by the Japanese. Subhash Chandra Bose reached Tokyo and there he accepted the leadership of INA. He organized Rani Jhansi Regiment, a women's regiment of the INA, and Dr. Lakshmi Swaminathan leaded it. Janki Thivi and Bela Dutt were members of this regiment. The Azad Hind Sarkar, recognized as the Azad Hind government by Japan, Germany and Italy, was set up under the presidentship of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. The Azad Hind government took possession of the islands of Andaman and Nicobar and hosted their flag there. Andaman was named Shaheed, Nicobar was named Swaraj. The battalion of Indian National Army was Chalo Delhi. The INA gave a tough fight to the British Army on entering the provinces of Arakan and Kohima in India. The INA had to retreat from their campaign against the British because it began to rain heavily. It also became difficult to get the help of the Japanese. On 18th August 1945, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose died in a plane crash. In view of the public outrage, the government withdrew the sentence of life imprisonment to the INA officers. Naval Uprising. Influenced by the INA, the Indians in the British Navy rose in revolt. On 18th February 1946, the Indian soldiers aboard the British warship Talwar, anchored in the Bombay docks, revolted against the British rule. They pulled down the Union Jack, the British flag that the ship was flying, and hoisted the Indian tricolour in its place. Indian soldiers of the Air Force at Delhi, Lahore, Ambala and Meerut struck work in spite of the warning of disciplinary action given by the government. The Indian Army was the foundation of the British rule in India. But as that foundation became shaky, the British realized that their rule in India would terminate soon.
After finishing summary, we see the questions and answers.
Lesson 15. Indian National Army. Answer in one sentence. Which regiment of the Indian National Army did Dr. Lakshmi Swaminathan lead? The Rani Jhansi regiment of the INA was led by Dr. Lakshmi Swaminathan. Which countries recognized the Azad Hind government? The Azad Hind government was recognized by the countries like Japan, Germany and Italy. What was the event that took place on the warship Talwar on 18th February 1946? On 18th February 1946, the Indian naval ratings on board the British warship Talwar, anchored in the Bombay dock, rose in revolt and they pulled down the Union Jack, the British flag that the ship was flying, and hoisted the Indian tricolour in its place. Answer in 2 or 3 sentences. Why did the Indian National Army retreat from their campaign against the British? On entering the provinces of Arakan and Kohima in India, the INA gave a tough fight to the British Army. But it became impossible for them to continue their campaign. It began to rain heavily. It also became difficult to get the help of the Japanese. Due to these difficulties, the INA had to retreat from their campaign against the British. What was the impact of the activities of the INA on the Indian naval ratings? Greatly influenced by the activities of the INA, the Indians in the British Navy began to feel that they should rise in revolt to serve their motherland instead of serving the British. On 18th February 1946, the Indian naval ratings on board the British warship Talwar, anchored in Bombay dock, pulled down the Union Jack, the British flag that the ship was flying, and hoisted the Indian tricolour in its place.
After finishing study section, we turn to the next section, games. Here, we are adding 16 different educational games, in which 4 games are selected for each standard. For these standards, our selected games are Ram Ravan, Aladdin, Crow, and Fish. In this game, we are seeing the Aladdin. In this game, we see all topic names and 2 options, which is all questions and any 5 questions. Here, we select the chapter, the Indian National Army, and any 5 questions. In this game, Aladdin standing near river. In this river, different color magic cups are flowing. Which color is same as option provided for asked questions? You have to select right answers and select the options color magic cup. If your answer is correct, then your marks added by 10 and magical cups are give you. If your answer is wrong, then you not get the 10 marks and the magical cup have not give you. After finishing game, one message box is displayed. Do you want to play again? Friends, if you want to play again, then click to the correct button. Otherwise, if you do not want to play again, then click to the exit button. Right now, we will exit the game. After finishing the game section, we turn to the next section, test. Here, all the history chapters are given. Also friends, 2 options are given. First is all questions and second is any 5 questions. For example, we see the Indian National Army, any 5 questions. Here, our states is start. In this state, questions are given and each question 4 options are given. Here, any one correct options are selected and solve the test. After finishing test, result is showing. In this result, required times are included. Also, getting marks, and if you want to see correct answer, then click to the right answer button. Here, the green color is your correct answer and maroon color option is your wrong answer. Here, our text is finished. Right now, we exit. After finishing history subject, we see the next subject, geography. Geography is divided into three parts such as study, games and test. First we turn to the study section. Here all the topics are given of history subject. Also friends, we are cover whole textbook of geography. For example, we see the topic shape of the earth. In this topic, introduction, summary and questions and answers are given. For example, first we turn to the introduction of shape of the earth. In these introductions, we are giving you whole information of this topic.
Chapter 1. Shape of the Earth. If any spherical object is rotated in any direction, then the shadow of that object is also spherical. During the lunar eclipse, the shadow of the Earth falls on the Moon. It appears like a circle or a part of a circle, whatever the place or time of the eclipse. This led the scientists to conclude that perhaps the shape of our Earth is also spherical. At position A, the observer will not be able to sight it. He can see only its flag when it reaches position B. At position C, the flag and some part of the sails are seen. Lastly, he can see the full ship when it reaches position D. This helps him to conclude that the Earth is round from all the sides. However, the Earth is not a perfect sphere. Its shape at the poles is slightly flat and it bulges at the equator. The Earth rotates on its axis and it is this that has led to the bulge at the equator and the relative flatness at the poles. The Earth at the equatorial diameter is 12,756 kilometers and its polar diameter is 12,714 kilometers. Chapter 1. Shape of the Earth. If any spherical object is rotated in any direction, then the shadow of that object is also spherical. During the lunar eclipse, the shadow of the Earth falls on the Moon. It appears like a circle or a part of a circle, whatever the place or time of the eclipse. This led the scientists to conclude that perhaps the shape of our Earth is also spherical. At position A, the observer will not be able to sight it. He can see only its flag when it reaches position B. At position C, the flag and some part of the sails are seen. Lastly, he can see the full ship when it reaches position D. This helps him to conclude that the Earth is round from all the sides. However, the Earth is not a perfect sphere. Its shape at the poles is slightly flat and it bulges at the equator. The Earth rotates on its axis and it is this that has led to the bulge at the equator and the relative flatness at the poles. The Earth at the equatorial diameter is 12,756 kilometers and its polar diameter is 12,714 kilometers.
After finishing introduction, we see the summary. In this summary, we are giving you short information of shape of the Earth.
Chapter 1. Shape of the Earth. During the lunar eclipse, the shadow of the Earth falls on the Moon. The Earth is round from all the sides. The Earth is not a perfect sphere. Its shape at the poles
is slightly flat and it bulges at the equator. The earth rotates on its axis, and it is this that has led the bulk on the equator and the relative flatness at the poles. The earth's equatorial diameter is 12,756 km and its polar diameter is 12,714 km.
After finishing summary, we turn to the questions and answers. In these sections, we are giving you different types of questions and answers of Shape of the Earth chapter.
Chapter 1st, Shape of the Earth. Answer the following questions. What did scientists conclude after observing the shadow of the orange held before a lighted candle? Scientists observed the shadow of the orange in different positions. They found out that the shadow of the orange in any position was circular in shape. They realized that shadows cast by spherical objects are always circular. They already observed the shadow of the earth on the moon during lunar eclipse was like a circle or a part of a circle. This led the scientists to conclude that the earth is also spherical. What did man experience during his voyage? When man began to make voyages, he experienced some things which confirmed his opinion that the earth is spherical. While going away from the shores, he noticed that the people and the houses nearest to the shore disappeared first, but the distant mountains and hills could be seen till some more distance he would travel. On the other hand, while sailing towards the shore, he noticed that the distant hills and mountains were seen first and then the houses and the people. What is the earth's equatorial diameter and what is the earth's polar diameter? The equatorial diameter of the earth is 12,756 kilometers and its polar diameter is 12,714 kilometers. How is the shape of the earth? The shape of the earth is not a perfect sphere. Its shape at the pole is slightly flat and it bulges at the equator.
After finishing study sections, we are turned to the game section. Here, we are adding 16 different educational games, in which 4 games are selected for each standard. For these standards, are selected games as a Ram Ravan, Aladdin, Crow, and Fish. For example, we see the game Aladdin. Here, all topics are given. Also friends, we are covering whole textbook of geography. For example, we select the chapter Shape of the Earth and you can select any one options, all questions and any 5 questions. So we are selected any 5 questions. In this game, we see the Aladdin. Aladdin standing near river. In this river, different colored magic cups are flowing. Which color is same as the options provided for asked questions? You have to select right answers and selected option colors magic cup. If your answer is correct, then your marks added by 10 and magical cape given for you that you are right. Otherwise, your marks does not add and Aladdin getting failed in river. finishing game, one message box is showing. That is, do you want to play again? Friends, if you want to play again, then click to the correct button. Otherwise, if you do not want to play again, then click to the exit button. Right now, we exit the game. After finishing game section, we turn to the next section, test. Here, all the topics are given in geography. Also, we are covering all topics questions and answers. For example, we see the topic shape of the earth and select any one question or both questions, such as all questions or any 5 questions. We select any 5 questions. Our test is start. In this test, questions are given and these questions below 4 options are given. You are selecting any one correct answer and solve the test. After finishing test, result is displayed. In this result, required time, getting marks, and if you want to see correct answer, then click to the right answer button. Here, the correct answer is displayed in green color and the wrong answer is displayed in maroon color. Here friends, our test is finished. Right now, we are exit the game. Friends, if you have any requirement, then follow the following information. Our company address, office number 6, second floor, Krupaprasad, near Sane Guruji Smarak, Dandekar Bridge, Singhgad Road, Pune 30. Telephone number 9420 694161. Contact for sales 8411 890303 or 8411 900303 or 8411 910303 or 8411 920303 or 8411 920303 or 8411 950303. Contact for technical support 8411 070505. Otherwise 8411 090505. If you want extra information, then go to our website www.confersystems.com. Otherwise www.eduplus.co.in.